so the question is, what type of watercolorist are you? Are you the clean, neat type, or are you more of the economical type that likes to save their paints on their palette? Share results. Okay, so many of you, actually, it's 100%. Most of you are the economical type that likes to save their paint on their palette. Perfect, because I am the same way too. I usually just wash my palette like right before I teach my class, but I do like to keep my paints though. Okay, well that was fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me take a look here. And then I can start my music too. Let me go ahead and start my music. Oh, Anita is here. Hi, Anita. Oh, Anita can't hear me yet. Okay, so let me go ahead and show. Hi, Anita. How are you? Let me. Okay, I don't know which thing it's going to share. Okay, here we go. There we go. And let me go ahead and do the slideshow. Okay, so today we're going to be doing the potted pansy. So this is how it's going to look like. But before we get started, um, here's my information because sometimes I forget to show it at the end of my class. But if you wanted to follow me, my information is all up in there. And then also tomorrow, my friend Miss Thompson, Miss Anita, uh, she's my artist friend. Can you unmute?
Hello.
Hi. So Anita, she's me and her, we're going to be doing an Instagram live at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Well, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you wanted to come pop in and say hello, we would love it if you guys can stop by. We're going to be showcasing, we'll be doing like a little tutorial for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, excited.
So there you are. If you have Instagram, you can go ahead and screenshot it or you can write it down. Nita and Cat Creates, and there's a dot. There's two T's. All right, let's go ahead and. Okay, so for today, here is our reference. If you have a different reference, that's great. Best reference is if you have a live potted pansy or live pansy that you can refer to, that's awesome. Otherwise, you can have this. If you don't have this reference, then you can just follow me. So here's the material that we'll be using for today. We have your watercolor paper. You have like a scratch paper to do our drills. We'll be doing like a mini drill to test out our paints. Reference photo, if you don't have it, that's okay. And then painter's tape if you want to, tape if you want to have a clean edge around your painting. Watercolor brush. I'm using a round size 6. You can use whichever you feel comfortable with. And then the watercolor paints, well, pansies come in all different colors, so it's really up to you. If you want to do violet, I'm doing violet and yellow. You can choose what color you'd like to do. And then we'll also be using reddish brown for the pot and green for the leaves, and then your choice of background color. You have 2 cups of water, one for cleaning, one for painting, a napkin, pencil and eraser. And today we're going to practice using we'll test out a micron pen or like a liner. Does anyone use liners in their paintings or have you used one ever? No? Okay, we'll be testing that out. I'm actually going to be testing out because I just wanted to try a Sharpie. So I don't know. Let's see how this turns out. I think I might actually use a different color too. So you can use any color you want. Usually it's black, but I think I might be using a purple one today. Let's see how that turns out. And you can experiment too if you'd like. Okay, so here are the steps. The first step that we're doing, we're going to first prep our paints, and then we'll do like a little mini drill where we'll mix our paints. We'll do a little bit on wet, maybe some dry on wet. We'll test out our liner pen to see how it reacts with the watercolor, because some of them are too inky, I guess, or some of them too also like um, run. So you may want to use a permanent one that is like waterproof. So I think Micron pens, all of them are waterproof. If you don't have it, then that's okay. You can use color pencils or anything you would like. Okay. And then step 2 is we'll sketch out our potted pansy. So you're also going to be learning how to draw a little bit, and then I'll leave it up to you if you want to outline your pansy first or if you want to do it afterwards. And then step 3, we're going to paint. And then if you decide to do the outlining for last, you can do that too. Okay, any questions? No questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Um, Let me play my music too. And if you guys want to get like something to drink, you can while I set up really quickly. Okay. Let's see. Okay, great. 1 second. So go ahead and you guys can activate your paints if you need to. You can go ahead and spray your paint to just kind of wet it, activate it. What happened to my 1 second? I'm so sorry. Stop sharing. Sorry, 1 second. I lost my slide. Okay. Okay. How's the volume? Is it a little too loud or is it okay? You guys are okay with the music? How's it, Anita? Good? Yeah, okay. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our drill card. So you can use like any scrap watercolor paper that you have, like I have, you know, or if you even have like a journal, like a watercolor journal, that's also a good place to keep all your drill stuff. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and mix your paints. So the color that I'm using, actually we should mix our paints first. So go ahead and select the paints that you want to use. So today I'm going to be using some purple or some violet. I'm using some green. You don't want it too watery. I feel like sometimes the ratio of the water and paint is a little tricky, but yeah. I'm using two different types of green, but you can choose which one you want. And then I'm using also a brown, and I mixed a little bit of red. You could try orange too for that terracotta color. And then I'm just getting some yellow. Okay. So I'll give you some time to get your paints ready. Okay, once your paints are all ready, what you're going to want to do is just get some water and just spread it. We're going to do a little exercise, like a gradient exercise, and just choose two colors. Oh, my water's a little tainted. So I'll go ahead and use the color that I'm using for my pansy. And I'm just going to go ahead and just dab on one side. And then use your second color. And then just dab on the other side. And if you want it to meet, you can always push it. So this here is wet on wet. The next one, try just painting it without the water. So just the paint. And then get your second color. Leave a space in between. I'm going to show you two different ways on how you can have this effect. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to put water in between and just kind of mix it in a little. Good. So then for the next exercise, you can go ahead and get a color green, and then you can just go ahead and practice the pressure of your paintbrush. So you're gonna push down and then pull back up to make like these leaves. Push down and then pull back up. Push down and then pull back up. And then you could also add different colors to it too if you like. Look at a different green. We're just playing with the paint. This is the best time to also test out your paint to see if it's too watery or if you need a little bit more water. So if you want, you can practice that a few times. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna make like just kind of a round oval shape, like a petal. You don't want it too watery, you just want it where it's slightly damp and there's like a shine to it. So if there's a puddle, just kind of mop it up. And then go ahead and add some color around the shape. So what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing it around the petal or around the oval. Okay, and I'm just letting the water do the work. So it should spread. If it doesn't spread, then you could either push it along. If you want to create like, they have like little veins, right? So if you want that effect, you could do that. And then you could also add some yellow. So this is basically what we will be doing for our painting. And then I wanted to test out our liner, although I think this might be a little too wet to test out on. But you can kind of see, this would be, you can check to see if your liner is waterproof by just kind of making some lines and then just kind of painting over it just to see how it would look like. and what effect you would want. Oops. That's kind of cool with the blue. So that there is outlining first and then painting. If your petal here is dry, you can test out your liner and see how it would react. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna be drawing like just some lines. So our painting is going to be a little bit more on, we'll be focusing more on like lines and texture. So see how that looks. So I kind of like it with the purple. So if it doesn't bleed, then that's awesome. Then you can just, that pen is probably best for this paint. Okay. I like too when there's like a little bit of white that shows. Kind of gives it a really cool effect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Ah, thank you, Anita. All right, so go ahead and get your paper. And if you haven't yet, you could tape it down if you want to. You don't have to, but it's just nice so that it doesn't warp or buckle. And then you're going to go ahead and get your pencil, and we will sketch our pansy. So pansies actually come in 5 petals, right? We have 5 petals. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with the center. And it looks like there's like I should probably draw, I'll draw a little bit darker for you guys. But I want you to use a light hand. So what I'm drawing right now is just, I don't know if you could see it, just the center. So it's kind of like a U shape, and it has like these little like stick things that are like sticking out, or you can just draw like a little circle. And then we'll go ahead and draw first the bottom petal. So the petal kind of goes down like that. And it loops around. Loops around, and it doesn't have to be perfect, so just like kind of sketch it out. There. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and draw the next petal. It goes out around, and then it's a little wavy around the edges. This petal is underneath this, the first petal. And I'm going to draw the third petal on the other side. There's going to be one here and then another one right behind. So pansies actually, they do bloom during the springtime, but I guess they also bloom too, or they thrive in the cold seasons. And they're edible. Have you ever eaten a pansy before? You have? I guess I've had it before, like in my dessert and some of my cocktails, and I never knew that was a pansy. Wow, it's good to know. So this little guy, he's gonna be sitting low in the pot. So you can decide on how high, how low, how small, how big you want your flower to be. And so that is the flower. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and decide where you want your pot. My pot's going to be a little bit, my flower is going to sit right above the pot. So you want it curved. And then you just follow the same line on top so it's parallel. So my pot is actually going to be like somewhere like here. I'm going to draw this lightly because it's going to be covered with leaves. Just so I have a guide. And you can create any pot you'd like. I'm just going to do a simple design, but if you want to do like something different, you want to put it in a vase or a fancy pot, you can do that too. Okay. I'm gonna draw a few leaves. They have like long leaves. So I'm gonna draw one coming out from this way. And it's gonna go behind. We'll draw a few leaves and then the rest we could paint it. Let's see what kind of effect it gives. So this one here is like kind of like folded over. So I'll just do 2 right now. If you want to do more, you can. Like you could put one here too. Okay, so that's your basic shape of your pansy. Okay, so now after that, if you have like one of these kneaded erasers, these work well. You want to like take out as much of the graphite that you can. So I'm just kind of rolling it, or you could just kind of lightly erase. I'm just kind of rubbing it. There we go. Okay. Okay, once you have that, maybe we could paint the background first. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of securing my tape just to make sure that none of the paint seeps through. And then with one of your brushes, I'm going to use my thicker flat brush. You're just going to put water around just the background. So just apply water. Oh, Anita, I was asking everyone, you missed it because I did a poll. I asked everyone what type of watercolorist are they? Are they like the clean and neat type where they always clean their palettes? Or are they the economical type where they save their paint? Which one are you?
I'm economical.
We all are. Good. Yeah, I don't feel so bad because I know that there are some artists who I guess that's their pet peeve. Like they have to have their palette cleaned all the time. But I don't know. I don't know. I just like to reuse it. Maybe I'm also sort of lazy. I don't know. Okay, so and then you can choose your color. So I think I'm just gonna go with the color that I chose last time. I'm gonna try and make let me see if I can make a black or like a dark color. Let me just do blue. So you can choose your background color. Oops. I'm gonna spray. And it doesn't have to be like one color. You could like add other colors if you want. I'm just gonna keep it solid just for now. For this, you could even use masking fluid if you'd like. If you're afraid that you'll paint the subject. But I've never used masking fluid before. I'll have to test it out one time. What type of music do you all like? You can type it in the chat so that maybe next time I could look for better music if you'd like. I'm trying to look for like more of the royalty-free music, but it'll really help me out if you can tell me what type of music you like. The next time I could play it. What type of music do you like, Anita?
This is nice,
You
actually.
like it?
This is relaxing.
Oh, okay, good.
I like it too. I like it too. Who is it and what is it?
Oh, this is actually like a royalty-free mix that I just kind of found on Spotify. I just put a playlist together. This here is, let me see, who is this? This is Wendy Marcini. Everything's Okay. That's what it's called. The background, you can always go back to it too later on and kind of clean it up. Okay. Once you're done with your background, I'll give you a few more minutes. And then you'll just have to wait a little bit for it to dry, or you can paint. Try not to touch the other paint if it's not dry. So what you're going to want to do is, I'm going to start with one of the petals. So you're going to paint just with water. We're going to do wet on wet. And then you're going to add like a purple on the top. And then just on the edge here. Just dab. And you could experiment with different different purples. I'm just going around the edge. And then in the middle, get your second color, and I'm just gonna add the yellow. And then do the same with the other petals. So I'm going to just kind of make a little space. And then I'm just going to dab the top. Dab, dab. And then the bottom edge. get some yellow and just kind of dab it in the middle. Oops. So that's yellow. I'm just outlining it with the water. I'm going to do the same thing. Dab it right here. And then I'll do the edges. And just let it bleed. Just gonna dab. Dab the edges. And then I'm just gonna pull the paint, so I want it a little bit closer. yellow. I'm just kind of dotting it in so it doesn't get all muddy. There we go. So this here I added way too much water, so it kind of pools. So what I'm doing is I'm just mopping it up a little. I'm just gonna spread it. I like it a little darker in the center. Just add the yellow. And then I'm just gonna paint the center yellow. Looks like teeth. After you do the petals, then we can get to our leaves. So you can go ahead and just get your green paint. Let's see how this will look. I'm actually doing dry on wet. You can add a little touch of a different shade of green if you'd like. I'm just kind of dabbing it there. You could also add a little bit of yellow if you'd like to. So my petal here is a little wet. I'm going to try to avoid touching it. I'll just paint around it. But for the most part, you'd probably want to, the safer thing to do is wait for it to dry. There's always ways around that. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and add a little darker shade. And then if you want to try to add other leaves, just like some random leaves if you want to. Okay. And then for the pot, let's see. Just get water and cover the entire pot. And then you can get any color that you want your pot to be. I'm using a mixture of brown and red. And I'm just starting off with the left side first, dragging my paintbrush along the edge, and I'm just kind of dabbing it. If you want to outline, you use the tip of your brush. And if you want to fill in, you use the belly of your brush. I'm just gonna like put a little streaks in there because I kind of want it to look a little chalky. I'm gonna darken some parts with some brown to make it look a little uneven. I'm gonna put a little shadow right here. Adding a little bit of there. Then I'm going to paint the lip of the pot. Or the brim. And then I'm just gonna paint in the same way that I drew the pot. Now fill in the inside part of the pot. Make the inside of the pot a little bit darker. And then once you have that, then we'll probably just wait till it dries a little. And then that's when you can start lining it, if you want to. If your petals are dry, you can go ahead and get your liner. What I'm going to do is I like to make this, I like to kind of just follow the shape of the petal, and you can draw it as thick and as thin as you'd like. You could even leave a little bit of space if you want to. So I'm just kind of making it, my lines organic. Okay. And I'll do the same here. Which way do I want to go? I think I want to go this way. So just around, so go in the same direction as the petal. And once you get the hang of it, you'll just, your hand will just kind of direct you where to go. I'm gonna try it here. And then we'll try it again this way. And take your time. You don't have to rush through it. Oh, I can't wait to see everyone's paintings. So by lining your paintings, it kind of gives you a different effect. It's more defined, more stylized. So you can continue to line the rest if you'd like to. You don't have to. Let me try this. I'm gonna try a black liner. And I'm just gonna I don't think I'm gonna line all of it. I'm just gonna do like parts of it. So I'm just lining just this top part, a little bit underneath. Could also make it a little wavy so it doesn't look too stiff. And then if you want to outline your pot, you can go ahead and do that. So again, I'm just going to just do parts of it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. You don't have to though. And then this is the time where you could put your finishing touches. If you want to put a little design on your pot, you can. Maybe I might want to do mine a little stripe. A little shadow right there. the center of the flower. If you want to add the veins of the leaf, you can do that too. This one's folded over, so I'll just do this one here. I was trying to look for some pansy puns, and I couldn't really find any except for one. I just have one. What do you call a monkey with a pansy? A chimpanzee. That's all the jokes that I have for now. And then you can do the little fancy paint splatters if you want to. What color shall I use? Let me see how this will look like. And if you have like metallic paint too, this would be like the best time to also apply that. Make some of these paint splatters a little bit bigger. Let me try a different color. Oh, I can do metallic. Let's try. gonna put some gold on here. A little bit of shine.